What's up YouTube? Last time I did one of these Talk Malcolm Talks, I said whoever comments their favorite wrestler first on this video, I will put it on the board and give him a shout out. So shout out to WWE fan 521, as he said the man Becky Lynch first, and you were first, and that's why Becky is right here. So this time around, the comments down below, the first 3 people to put their favorite independent wrestler or non-WWE wrestler, I'll put it on the board and shout them out on the next Talk Malcolm Talk. But what's up YouTube? Stomping Grounds last night wasn't that bad, not gonna lie. But let's talk. Like I said, last night was WWE Stomping Grounds, a pay-per-view that we all thought was going to suck upon all suctitude, which is now a word. There was no hype for this pay-per-view, the matches were bland, and attendance was absolutely atrocious. But was the show as bad as we all thought? Maybe my expectations were that low that I expected it to be really bad, so when I watched it, it ended up being pretty good. Or maybe, shocker alert, WWE actually just took a really bad card and turned it into a pretty okay show. The difference to me of it being like a decent show to like an okay show, if they had switched the world title matches, having Kofi and Dolph actually main event, rather than Corbin and Seth, it will have gone from a decent show to a pretty okay show. Drew Gulak is a new Cruiserweight champion in an amazing Cruiserweight championship match. Becky and Lacey put on a pretty good match that shows why Lacey Evans actually is a pretty good wrestler, given the woman's experience so far, and shows why she probably will be a star in this women's division down the line. The most random and pointless match on this card was New Day versus Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, but that ended up being what I think was like the best match on the card. It was literally incredible. Samoa Joe and Ricochet had an amazing US title match. That's definitely the best US title match we've seen this year. That also might be Joe's best main roster match he's had so far. Ricochet's new US champion, and he might be moving to a feud with AJ Styles. I mean, like, could you ask for more? I think that's pretty cool. Daniel Bryan and Rowan made Heavy Machinery actually look like a threat for the titles in a match that was pretty good. I mean, the crowd really loved Daniel Bryan, which is fair because they were in Washington, but they made Heavy Machinery look like a vital threat to those tag team titles, which is a pretty good job considering they're more of like a comedy tag team. Alexa and Bayley had a pretty decent match. I mean, nothing special, but it wasn't bad at all. Roman and Drew's match was by far better than their WrestleMania match. I mean, their WrestleMania match wasn't bad, it was just boring. This match, maybe minus a finish because it was 2 Superman Roman Reigns. The match itself was really good. I really liked Roman and Drew. The world title match, I mean, they're both really good because of the finish, not necessarily because of the actual match itself. The match itself for both world title matches, I mean, they're all right. Like, it wasn't bad to like criticize it, but it wasn't great to like highlight it, if you guys know what I mean. Both endings to those matches were pretty good. I mean, the Universal title one was too obvious. Like, we all knew Kofi was gonna win, but the way he won was pretty cool. But the Universal title one, once Lacey was the referee, we all knew Becky was gonna come out eventually. It was just too obvious. It was more of like, I'm not watching the match, I'm just waiting for the finish. You guys know what I'm saying. But at the end of it, Stomping Grounds was a pretty okay show. At least I thought it was pretty good. What did you guys think in the comments down below? Seth Rollins, that man has been a busy buddy, not just being the WWE Universal Champion, not just being the boyfriend of Becky Lynch, because that's supposed to be the biggest accomplishment in his career based off how WWE is making it look like. While his feud with Baron Corbin may not be the best feud he's ever been in, I think his current Twitter beef with all non-WWE fans or just WWE haters has been probably one of the biggest highlights of his 2019 year. It all started with WWE putting out a tweet advertising Stomping Grounds, where Rollins quoted that was saying, "Best pro wrestling on the planet, period." And oh boy, didn't that get a lot of people talking. A lot of people who are either they're anti-WWE or maybe not even anti-WWE, they just are fans of New Japan or fans of Impact or fans of whatever, Ring of Honor, or even fans of WWE that don't watch live wrestling outside of it, but they're aware of other companies. They did not agree with Seth at all. Later on, addressing all the people who probably seen the highlights of Omega versus Okada one time in their life, had this to say: doubling down, best pro wrestling on the planet. See that Cruiserweight triple threat? And that's just one night, one match amongst the many. Find anyone alive who does what I do as well as I do, as often as I do it. You can. Which will later get quoted by New Japan star Will Ospreay, who's a master of like not using gravity at all. He just flips and flips and flips. He's amazing. With the simple phrase of "I'm alive," which pretty much means I'm better than you. We're only a few hours ago as we're recording this video, Rollins responded to Ospreay with this: I'm sorry, little guy, we already have a better version of you here, and he just won his first US title tonight. Congrats at King Ricochet. Keep working hard though, buddy." Rollins just insulted someone on top of promoting a product at the same time. That's what we call a YouTuber. I expect Rollins to start a YouTube channel very soon. Colby Commentary. I would watch. I subscribe too. Sounds interesting. But man, that triggered people. Oh man, you do not go at Will Ospreay. He is the darling of all non-WWE wrestling. The fans came left, right, and center. They did not let Mr. Lopez talk bad about Will Ospreay. Regardless if you think Ospreay's better than Ricochet or Ricochet's better than Ospreay, whichever you think, I don't really care. I think they're both great. Can you really be mad at Rollins for saying what he's saying though? I mean, he's only protecting his company, right? He's currently one of the top champions in the top promotion in the world. I think he can kind of claim that WWE is the best pro wrestling if he is currently the champion of it, and it also has the biggest mainstream appeal. But again, wrestling is very subjective. Maybe Rollins meant best pro wrestling as an overall company of mainstream appeal, actual in-ring ability, and storytelling to a broad audience. There's so many styles of wrestling, honestly, there's really no one best pro wrestling promotion. Maybe you're not into the whole PG storytelling WWE stuff when they call each other sparkle crotch. Maybe you want to see a guy get cracked over the head with a light tube, so you watch some CZW. Maybe you want to see a guy get slammed onto his neck as hard as physically possible, or literally have some of the most hard-hitting wrestling matches you will ever see in your life. So you watch some Japanese style wrestling. You watch your New Japan. You watch your All Japan. You Wrestle One. Maybe you kind of like storytelling, but you really like a lot more in-ring psychology, a lot more technical wrestling, and something that feels just a little bit more legitimate than WWE. So you watch your Ring of Honors or MLWs. Or maybe you just don't like the talent in WWE, but you like the storytelling aspect and you like the in-ring aspect, so you watch Impact Wrestling. There's so many styles of wrestling. Honestly, it just depends on the person that you are and what you like watching. Do you like watching a guy almost die? Watch CZW. Do you like someone cracking their neck? Watch New Japan. Do you like sparkle crotch? Watch WWE. I like a little bit of everything. Maybe not death matches though. I'm not a big death match guy. There's something about watching a guy fall off the top of a building that doesn't appeal to me. You know, I'm not into watching a dude get killed with a light tube. I don't like glass being inside of another person's body. It's just not my forte. I don't want to watch it. I don't want to do it. And I don't want to be around it because it's just weird. I asked you guys earlier to comment down below like your favorite non-WWE wrestlers, but along with that, comment me your favorite style of wrestling and favorite wrestling promotion. Because like, are you a WWE loyalist? Are you a Impact or New Japan, MLW, NWA, Ring of Honor, PWG? I don't know, I'm just throwing out letters at this point. Are you dedicated to their aspect of what pro wrestling is to them? Maybe you like yourself that international stuff. You're watching that Lucha Libre. You watching some of that Progress. Shout out Lionheart, rest in peace. Maybe you watching some of that ICW. Since we're talking about independent wrestling, oh boy, ain't someone about to get hurt up in a ring. Out in Las Vegas, FSW, which is Future Stars of Wrestling, had their 10th anniversary show, which during a segment, Austin Aries introduced his brand new client to FSW, who got into the ring and confronted Impact Wrestling's Killer Cross, his former UFC heavyweight champion who made Brock Lesnar tap out. No, Triple H has not been UFC yet. Just give it time. He probably will. He'll probably book himself to win there too. It's just what he does. Frank Mir gets into the ring and he teases a match with Killer Cross at the next FSW show on July 5th. Someone's actually gonna die. Someone's literally going to die. The sad part is, I don't know which one it could be. You have Killer Cross, it's in his name, he kills things. Or Frank Mir, who made Brock Lesnar tap out in real life. In real life, he made that behemoth of a man tap. That's terrifying. I would give him all my lunch money. How good will Frank Mir be in the wrestling ring? We will have to see, but I'm very excited. This is gonna be something really cool. While I mentioned literally every wrestling promotion in the world earlier, I did not mention AEW because I wanted to save it until right now. Apparently one of the matches for Fyre Fest might have accidentally got leaked because ITV they just messed up. Y'all just tripped up and you kind of told us what's gonna happen. Recently they were promoting Fyre Fest, which is AEW's next big event, which is next weekend. When ITV was promoting this, because they are AEW's UK partner, they accidentally leaked one of the matches to the buy-in, which is essentially their kickoff or pre-show, of Kylie Ray taking on the librarian Leva Bates. You're probably thinking that's a really random match, right? Not really, because if you watch the Double or Nothing buy-in, actually Kylie Ray did a segment between the two librarians of Peter Avalon and Leva Bates, and we're gonna see what's gonna happen. Kylie better get that W. But yeah guys, pretty much the video. If you really enjoyed, in the comments down below, let me know your opinions on everything we've been talking about. We're almost at 17,000 subscribers, whatever. Get me there. We so close, not me. Get us there together as a team. But make sure to like, comment, share, and always subscribe. Almost at 17,000, and we outie.
We going up like 1,000. I'ma flex just like a muscle man Malcolm. We going up like 1,000. I'ma flex just like a muscle man Malcolm. When it just like 1, 2, 3. If you like the channel, this will squeeze. If you like the channel, this will squeeze. If you like the channel, this will squeeze.